this class, we'll learn about Sri Basaveshwara's life and his teachings. Basaveshwara is the most prominent social reformer of medieval Karnataka, and he is the propounder, that means he advocated Veerashaiva philosophy, which was based on the simple human values. It is also said that these people, they rejected the rituals deeply existed in those days. Okay, and coming to his early life, he was born to Madalambika and Madarasa in Bagewadi, that is, which is in the present Vijayapura district. Okay, and he was a strong opponent, that means he strongly opposed the caste system. And it is also said that after his thread ceremony, that is Upanayana, he took a Linga Diksha from a saint, okay, Shaiva saint, and meditated for a long period. And the name of the Shaiva saint is Jata Deva Muni. Okay, so after his thread ceremony, that is after his Upanayana, he took Linga Diksha from this saint and he went with him to Kudal Sangama, and he studied under him for several years. And he became the later on in the later life, he also became the treasury head under the ruler called as a Bijjala ruler. Okay, and it is said that he was unmoved by the power and the money. And it was during this time, okay, he undertook several social and religious reform. That means he tried to remove the social evils that were existed in the society, and he started that from the place called as Mangala Keda. Okay, understood. It was during this time that he worked for the removal of the social, that means there were several social evils existed during that time, and he tried to remove those social evils. Okay, and it is coming to his philosophy. Okay, what are his teachings? As I said, his teachings are called as a Veerashaiva philosophy, wherein he strongly opposed casteism, and he said he made no discrimination. He never discriminated anyone on the basis of the caste. Okay, and he also preached that through pure devotion, that is through pure Atma, one can reach the God, one can get the liberation, that is free from the rebirth. Okay, pure devotion is the only the way to reach the God. And he also spoke about the self-reliant, that means self-independent, wherein he advocated that every individual should work and earn his food. That means he has to work and earn his food, and he should not depend on others. So this is very, very essential for the development of the society. So he stressed on the self-reliant, that means one should be independent of his own, and he should work and earn their living. No profession is more important or less important. And he also wanted to create in the minds of the people that they should respect every job. Okay, and this he advocated in the philosophy called as work is worship. And also he tried hard to implement this concept, that is work is worship philosophy, in the life. Okay, these principles are still the guiding light for most of us at present day time also. Okay, after this it is said that Basaveshwara also started a spiritual academy called Anubhava Mandapa at Basava Kalyana, that is in the present Bidar district. And here all the Sharanas, that is your Allama Prabhu, Akka Mahadevi, Basavana, all these Shiva Sharanas used to assemble, and they used to have a meaningful discussion on the various issues, that is the various social and the cultural issues like gender discrimination and the caste system. And it is also said that the discussions that they were going to have on these issues, they were also trying to find the remedies to these issues. Okay, apart from that, it is also said that they were also insisted that one should remain transparent. That means Basaveshwara's philosophy also insists that one should remain transparent in life. That means his external behavior and the internal thinking, it should be remain clear. And he also says that this is also one of the method, that means one of the a path to reach the God. That means external behavior and the internal thinking should remain clear, and that is also one of the path to want to reach the God. Okay, all spiritual discussions were also held in this Anubhava Mandapa, and these Shiva Sharanas, they insisted that one should remain transparent in his life. That is, his external behavior and internal thinking should remain clear. And they said that this is also one of the way, that is to reach the God. That is one of the way to reach the ultimate truth. Okay, and all these thoughts, that is about caste and gender discrimination, everything they gave in the poetic express. That means they gave it in the simple form, in the form of a poem. Okay, and this came out to be called as a vachanas. Okay, so these vachanakaras, along with the Basavanna, they had kept formalities. That is, they had worked hard to see that, to remove the society with the social evils that were existed, and try to bring equality in the society, and also enrich and contribute a lot to the society, culture and the literature. The poetic expression, that is in the form of a poem, that is called as a vachanas, right? And these vachanas were written in the simple language to see that it could reach the common people, and they create a social movement. And Basavanna also says that all human beings are equal and no one is untouchable by birth. Rather than they become untouchable by their thought and conduct. That means he wanted to stress that everyone are born equal. Okay, he says that no one is untouchable, everyone are equal by birth, and they become untouchable only through their conduct, that is through their behavior and through their thought. Okay, so these through vachanas and Veera Shaivas, that means the follower of Basavana, that is Vachanakaras, they try to reform the society, and they also to see that to remove this problem that were existed in the society, and work for the upliftment of the society. And and his disciples are called as a Vachanakaras. And the prominent Vachanakaras that were existed during those times were Allama Prabhu, Akka Mahadevi, Haralayya, and Kinnari Bommaya are some of the noted Vachanakaras. And it is said that these Vachanakaras have played a very important role in removing the evils that were existed in the society. And these Vachanakaras, they propagated that all humans are equal, and they gave importance to all, and also they laid stress that one should have a disciplined and a moral life, and also they should follow the generosity and kindness. So like this, these Vachanakaras, they played a significant role in the welfare of the people, and also to try to bring up the society. And later on, these followers also established hundreds of mutts in the different parts of our state, and encourage education and bring about the social reform. Now we'll know about Madhvacharya, who advocated Dvaita philosophy. Okay, Madhvacharya, born in Pajaka village near Udupi, that is in Karnataka, to Madhvageya Bhatta and Vedavati. Okay, and their family deity was the Lord Vishnu. Okay, and they were the follower of Lord Vishnu. It is also said that he displayed abundant of knowledge at a very tender age, and his teacher was Achyuta Preksha, and it was under him he studied the Vedas and Upanishads. And it was also later on this Achyuta Preksha who inducted. That means he had inducted sannyasa, that means a life of renouncement from the worldly pleasure. Okay, and it is also said that while studying under his guru, Madhvacharya independently gained a lot of knowledge, great knowledge about the religious scriptures, and even he debated with his guru. Okay, and even he defeated in the debate also, it seems. Okay, so this is about his early life. Okay, his guru was Achyuta Preksha. Under him he studied the Vedas and Upanishads, and even he was studying under his guru that means independently, and he gained a knowledge about the religious scriptures, and it also been said that he even defeated his guru in a debate. Now coming to his philosophy, as I told, he advocated a Dvaita philosophy, that is Dvaita means dual, wherein he says that human soul and the divine soul are separate. Okay, that is Atma and Paramatma are separate. Okay, and he also believed that the world is not Maya, not illusion. It is as true as the Paramatma, that is the divine soul. However, this divine soul is independent and the rest of the world is illusionary. So I think you all understood. According to Madhvacharya's philosophy, he says that Atma and Paramatma are separate. Madhvacharya also believed that the world is not Maya or illusion. It is as true as the Paramatma or the divine soul. However, he also said that divine soul is independent and the rest of the world is illusionary. Okay, and also he made it clear that the relationship between the divine soul and the human soul, it is like the relationship between the Lord and the servant. Okay, and Madhvacharya also believed that Lord Vishnu or Narayana alone is the supreme, and through his worship human soul can attain moksha. I think you all understood. Madhvacharya believed that Lord Vishnu or Narayana is the supreme God, and through his worship human soul can attain moksha, that is a liberation from the cycle of rebirth. Further, in order to propagate his philosophy, Madhvacharya had travelled to various places. It is said that he had taken a pilgrimage to various places and participated in the debate. Okay, this he had done in order to propagate his philosophy. And it is also said that he had found the idol, that is the Lord Krishna idol, in a muddy hillock called as Gopi Chanda, and later on he brought it and installed it at Udupi. Okay. Further, in order to see that regular worship of Lord Krishna goes on, they had Madhvacharya had established 8 matas, which is called as Ashtamatas. Okay, and these include your Pejavara Mat, Palimar, Admar, Puttige, Sode, Kanyor, Shirur, and Krishnapura. Okay, so this is about the Udupi, that is the Lord Krishna. It is said that he had found the Lord Krishna idol in a muddy hillock called as Gopi Chanda, and from there he bought it and installed it in Udupi. And further, to see that the regular worship of this Lord takes place, he established 8 matas at Udupi. Okay, Ashtamatas. Okay, apart from that, he had also written some of the books, and some of the works of Madhvacharya are like this: Gita Bhasya, Gita Tatparya Nirnaya, Vishnu Tatparya Nirnaya, Tatparya Nirnaya, and Bhagavat Tatparya Nirnaya. So these are some of his works. Okay. Madhvacharya also had many disciples, and it is said that these disciples have propagated this Dvaita philosophy. And noted philosophers are Padmanabha Tirtha, Narahari Tirtha, Vijayendra Tirtha, and Vadiraja Tirtha. So these are some of the prominent disciples who also played an important role in order to propagate the Madhvacharya's Dvaita philosophy. So this is about Madhvacharya.